Welcome to the Everyone's a Critic movie review podcast 1993. I'm your host and professional film critic Sean Kernan. With me is Amy.
Bonsoir.
And MJ.
Hello.
You can find us, of course, on the Everyone's a Critic socials. Everyone's a Critic on Facebook. We've got Critics Pod on Twitter, and of course the Patreon. Just search Everyone's a Critic on Patreon. Now, let's talk about the movie this week. It is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3. My experience with this was back in 2020, Bob and I watched Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1, and I didn't remember that movie being good. I thought it was kind of crap when I was a kid, because I was also a little bit too old for Ninja Turtles when it actually came out. I was 13, 14 years old when it came out. But watching it again as an adult, I absolutely loved it. Like, it was so much fun. I couldn't believe how much fun it was. I didn't have as much fun with the Secret of the Ooze. I thought they kind of lost the magic a little bit. But this one, we're taking the story back in time. They found this scepter that if you're holding it and if something happens, you end up going back in time to feudal Japan.
1603.
And 1603, that's right. And they end up taking...
I took notes.
Good. And back in time, they get to fight, people in Japan. They get to fight Asian stereotypes. But
yep.
I had fun. I had fun watching this. This was fun for me. I know it's very, very silly and quite bad in some ways, but I kind of enjoyed this. What did you guys think?
We fucking hated it.
Oh, come on.
I know, we really fucking hated it.
It was so confusing.
We got time jumps, we've got, really weird Japanese stereotypes, we've got terrible music.
Terrible humor.
Terrible humor. Oh, good God.
Well, you don't appreciate those Jay Leno rewrites that were done on this?
No, fuck no, I didn't. I don't think I've cringed this much. and we've sat through far, like, even Fuzzy was just like, I'd rather watch Swing Kids. Can we do that again?
Oh, fuck no, you don't want to do that. You don't ever want to watch that ever
That's
again.
How desperate we were.
Yeah. I thought this was kind of charming in how bad it was. But I really like Paige Turco. Paige Turco is the best. She's really the only version of April O'Neil that I've ever enjoyed. She's just so sweet and so funny, and she seems to really get into this. And it takes an actor really throwing themselves into something like this to make this kind of thing work as well as it does.
Are you kidding?
You hated Paige Turco too?
She was terrible. It's like everything. She's like, how about when the time stick starts going off and she's still holding it? How about just dropping it? How about letting it go?
It was giving lightning into her hand. She couldn't drop it.
Okay, what about the fucking Walkman that she brought to 1603 with her that fell on the ground?
That somehow came with her. We don't really know.
We don't know why.
Why the Walkman came, but her clothes did.
Right. And the tape player kept playing. Yeah, well. And oh God, don't hang on. Let me open my notes. Jesus Christ. Yeah, the time stick. See, she refused to put it down. Oh, the line from Donatello talking to the guy, the Kenshi or whatever, the guy that switched places with April.
Yeah.
And one of them asked the guy, how did you get into April's pants? I hated that fucking joke.
Why?
And then we both noticed that the 90s moisture is maintained with the white guys in 1603. So
it's
I hated every ounce of this movie.
The only good thing about it was that I never heard Totally Tubular. So
never heard that?
I'm so happy that never happened.
They never said it in the movie. We both
never had to hear that.
It was thrilling for us to not hear that.
Wow.
Yeah. Every time I looked away, I forgot I was looking away because I was busy looking at my phone. And I would look away and I look back and I'd be like, okay, yeah, they're still talking over each other. The script is just like all the boings and the noises. I mean, again,
charming.
To whom? Harming to a single-celled organism. I
don't think this is intended to be good. I think it's intended to be silly bollocks for children.
Well, but again, like what you said, I still say that the first movie was adorable. I loved watching that movie, but this is just like, somebody needs to put down their pencil. Somebody needs to stop typing because this script was so upsetting. It gave me like flashbacks to Vietnam, and I've never been there. I don't know. What about you?
MJ, what is your experience of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in your life?
I don't.
Were you a fan before?
I had never actually seen anything. I had an ex-girlfriend that was really into them when she was younger, but other than that,
but like
hadn't had any experience previous.
So you never watched the cartoon or anything like that?
No.
You were aware of their existence, though.
Yes, I was aware.
Not by choice.
I wasn't aware of this movie's existence, but now I am.
Is there a universe where you could like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle?
Maybe if it wasn't this one.
I think that like and Fuzzy was even saying too. It was like if we could just like if we could watch the newest one from like 2022 or whatever.
Yeah.
I think what bothered us too was that it was the foam rubber suits that were distracting. The teeth were distracting.
And then, there was a lot of 80s jokes on a 90s show.
That I had to point some things out.
What was your favorite joke?
Oh, there's no favorites. It's just about what. Oh, when they're talking to that Kenshi guy, and he says, "I have to get back to Mitsu," and one of the turtles says, "Mitsu," and he goes, "Yes, Mitsu." I hated that joke.
Oh, come on.
That was the last note I took, by the way, because I fucking gave up after that.
Yeah, it was like, no more watching this. We're just gonna look on our phones.
We did watch it to the end, but something else I want to mention too is that the guy who played Walker in this movie, the British guy,
yeah,
I swear to God, Rick Mayall played him in Merlin. Like it's the same fucking character, only one is Merlin.
Stuart Wilson.
Yeah, well, he's budget Rick Mayall. That's all I'm saying. But he had that. He was very moist as well.
I'll admit I didn't understand that character. Like, why not give that character some humor? Also, he looked so much like Elias Koteas, and then you have April actually say like she thinks it's Casey Jones, and it's like what?
Right.
Like, what is it supposed to be like him in the past? Like, why would you bring that up? Why would you mention that?
That's what I thought too.
What is the point to that plot line?
So that wasn't him.
Point. No, it wasn't him. Because, like I said, there's an entirely different actor. It's Stuart Wilson is that actor, whereas Elias Koteas.
Oh, I was thinking about the other guy, the old guy with the gray hair, the bad guy.
No.
That's who I was comparing to Rick Mayall. The young guy.
Okay.
I thought that was the Elias playing both of those roles. I did not realize that. Jesus Christ.
I might be mixing up Niles and Walker because I couldn't tell them apart, honestly. Niles is John Aylward.
Yeah. No one cares. You know who should have had that role? Jurgen. You know what? He would love. He was a big Ninja Turtles fan, which he would be upset how much you don't like this. Honestly, he appeared on their cartoon. Do you think
maybe he'd be upset at how much other people like it?
Maybe he's on our side.
Maybe
he's on the right side of history, Sean. which is our
I
side.
doubt that. I doubt that very much.
Sorry, I just feel like Jurgen understands us.
I think he does.
I'm
not sure I
Never mind. Put
I'm
Jurgen
sorry.
back in the closet. Sorry. Let's see. Oh yeah, I forgot I stopped taking my notes.
So what did
I
you
didn't
think of what did you think of this conception of feudal Japan?
Feudal overall.
As in futility?
As in futility. I just because I mean it starts and then we're already questioning. It's like there's four of these people on horses, and we're already like, so were they back in 1603? And then MJ's like, well, but that wouldn't make them teenagers anymore.
No.
And so we were really confused by that. And then we time jumped to the fucking subway.
And then all of a sudden we look over and it's just like, oh, we're back to 1603 again.
Can we just land somewhere? Jesus. So
Well, if you guys have been paying attention.
well, I'm sorry. You know, usually movies keep our interest. This one made me want to leave my family.
This is a complex movie. You guys really need to be fully invested and immersed in it.
MJ's like, can I take a nap yet? Like one of us has to pay attention, otherwise we're not going to know what's going on. You know, I think it's the over the topness. It's so very early 90s in its way. Very
Indeed.
early 90s in its way. Be it the music, just the colorfulness, the weird hockey interest.
What's something?
That's a throwback to Casey, the character, who's always been deeply invested in hockey because he wears a hockey mask.
It's true. And he looks terrifying. I think the only time I've liked him in any movie was Some Kind of Wonderful.
Yeah.
I mean, outside of that, like I can't buy this dude with the.
Wait a minute. You found Robert Patrick sexy last week, but Elias Koteas doesn't look sexy with the long hair.
No, because it looks fake.
What?
It
Oh my
does look
god!
fake.
It does look
And
fake.
Robert Patrick's didn't.
No, at the end of that last movie, it did. I fucking bet it did. But the rest of it, he looked like a young Tim McGraw. It was good looking.
That is so disturbing. That young Tim McGraw thing is so disturbing to me.
It's so true.
You keep bringing it up.
I can't stop seeing it in my head. When I close my eyes, that's the first thing I see. Is Robert Patrick as Tim McGraw.
here's what I
What are you doing?
My
Are you
watch
doing-
keeps going off like I'm talking to it.
I thought you were doing a bit.
No,
No, the British person on her wrist keeps talking to her.
he's Irish. He's Irish. Irish. Anyway,
So you didn't have any kind of like nostalgia thing when you heard, because you, as a kid, you were a huge Corey's fan. So here we have Corey Feldman being horrifically exploited.
yeah, just his voice though.
Right. But I'll tell you more about that in a moment. But didn't you think hearing his voice, you're like, oh, it's the Coreys?
No, I you know what? No, I had a flashback to when he performed with his angels on his no. I can't separate Corey Feldman from the man that terrified me like 7 years ago. I can't.
Have you seen just to throw this completely out of whack, because we always get way off topic. Have you ever seen the video of him performing? This was so weird. So we used to watch as a kid, MJ, there was this show called Evening at the Improv, and comedians would get up and there's this brick wall behind them and they perform comedy in front of a small crowd. For some reason, one night they had Corey Feldman there to sing. He performed a song, but there's this urban legend going around, Amy, and I've seen the video myself, where something has been spliced into the middle of Corey Feldman's performance, where it's a woman tied to a pool table, half naked. And nobody can explain how it happened. It looks perfectly authentic, but nobody's been able to authenticate it. Nobody knows why they did it. Corey Feldman's been asked about it. He has no idea. It's a weird looking video.
Okay, no, I have not seen that, so I'm writing that down because that'll be more interesting.
Nick Crowley on YouTube has a true crime sort of paranormal channel.
Okay.
Really interesting content, and yeah, he had the video. It was bizarre.
Cool.
But I didn't even know about Corey Feldman performing on Evening at the Improv. That was weird. They never did music when I watched that show.
No.
Why would you have Corey Feldman on there to do music? I mean, certainly we're not going to have him on to do comedy.
No, because he did one night. He did like Evening at the Apollo, and that's just again
that is
not
so weird
meant for Corey Feldman.
No, because he's like
he performed a song.
He's doing a weird burlesque of Michael Jackson.
Oh,
very
God.
troubling and problematic. This was around the time. When did Dream a Little Dream come out?
Oh no, that was 89.
He was promoting Dream a Little Dream on Evening at the Improv. The song that he was performing was his original on the Dream a Little Dream soundtrack.
Well, so here's the thing about that too. It's a song called Something in Her Eyes, and it never even made this. It never made the soundtrack. It wasn't even on the soundtrack. They cut it because they had better song choices.
It is a very awful song. It is perfectly awful.
Well, just watching him lip sync to it is always, I think, the best part about it, really.
All those Michael Jackson mannerisms that he throws in, it's disturbing. But I say he was exploited on this. So Corey Feldman, by 1993, is well known. He's a well-known actor. He's performed in numerous well-known and hit movies by this point in his life. Do you have any idea how much he was paid to be in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
No.
$1,500.
What?
Fuck you. Are you serious?
I am serious.
Whoa.
They didn't use him on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2. And they invited him to come back on this one. He's like, well, can I get a raise? And they're like, no.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's just mean.
I know, right? This guy, this poor guy, I feel terrible for him because, he was well known.
Well, if you think about, Goonies, Stand By Me, one of my favorites is Lost Boys. Yeah,
Boys. He's a well-known actor.
And a good actor
to do this, for them to ask him to do this for $1,500 had to be just insulting.
Oh.
Because, you recognize his voice.
Those people.
You recognize his voice immediately. Know that's Corey Feldman. It's not Donatello. That's Corey Feldman.
Yeah, he has that distinctive voice. He always has.
Absolutely. That was disturbing to me when I read that. Because he's been so badly exploited throughout his entire career, this poor guy. The things that Corey Feldman has gone through in his life, he's watched many of his close friends die. He's barely survived it. He's come out the other side of it just completely a bizarre human being. A true human train wreck on the other side of it.
And it's so unfair because that's not how he thought he was going to see his life. I remember reading interviews and he's like, one day I hope I win a Golden Globe or an Oscar. And it's like, yeah. And now you're doing whatever it is you call this. So
he is I swear to God, he must have made monkey paw wishes at some point. Because this all just turned around on him. He dreamed he asked the monkey's paw for fame, and this is what the monkey's paw gave him. It was
because technically it's still fame.
Infamy. Pure infamy.
Oh, Corey, we're sorry, buddy.
Yeah, it's so sad. If you want to really get depressed, watch the Corey's reality show on A&E. That was
I did.
Oh God, that is depressing.
It was one of the saddest things, especially because I was obsessed with Corey Haim, obviously. Yeah. And to watch Corey Feldman, because Corey Feldman, this was the only time where I thought that he and his he was normal. He was married. They were living in a nice house, and then he invited Corey Haim to move in with him so he could kind of help him get back on his feet. And I thought, okay, this is cool, but it was so cringy by the end of it. And of course, my Corey died. So
yeah, well, the horrific things that happened to them as child stars, they still haven't even come to terms with. He hasn't come to terms with. He keeps threatening to say it all, and he hasn't yet. But
yeah, that's kind of weird. But again, it's keeping your name out there, I guess.
I believe him in a heartbeat, but considering what's happened to him since then, I would totally believe whatever he says happened.
A lot of people said it had to do with Charlie Sheen.
I mean, very possible, and Charlie Sheen probably doesn't remember it.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, Charlie Sheen. Can we make a winning joke?
They had, oh my God. The 80s were so sad.
Yikes.
Like it's kind of bad now, MJ, but like the 80s were sad.
They were just sad. Everybody was a train wreck back then. God, even we were.
Is there a figure like that in your life, MJ, where you like somebody you watched grow like as a younger kid? I know you're pretty young right now, but like as a younger person, like you look at them now and go, "Oh my God, this person is so sad."
There are a couple like Disney Channel people that kind of just
like who?
I don't know. I can't think of them off the top of my head, but I know that a couple of them are just like, that's not exactly where I thought you'd go.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
And some of them just kind of dropped off the face of the earth and then don't do anything, and then
I think that's better.
Yeah. That's probably better. If you never hear from them, that's probably a good thing. Amanda Bynes, by the way, I don't know if you heard about that one. She's back in a facility as of today, which is sad.
I just saw that. Amanda Bynes.
Just before your time. Just before, I would say.
Yeah. She's more of a Megan and Alexa kind of age. But we were just talking because luckily a lot of these kids now don't have to deal with that. I mean, one of MJ's favorites is Aidan Gallagher, and they're the same age. And Aidan was on a show on Nickelodeon back in the day. And now he's doing Umbrella Academy, and he's fan-fucking-tastic in it.
Seriously, he is an incredible actor. Like, incredible actor.
But they have better laws for kids in that kind of work now. So at least we see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So other observations you have about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? I know we can get off track anytime we want to because it's more fun for us that way.
Yeah. I agree, because I fucking hate this movie. I can't say that enough.
Yeah.
I kept looking over at MJ and like our eyes would meet, and I just like felt like my head was gonna fall off. Like, when will this end? I looked at a bottle of pills and I thought I could just take all of those right now.
So it would not surprise you that. Go ahead. Sorry, MJ, what'd you say?
When it was all over, we were just like, it's over.
And Jake looked at me and goes, it's over. Amy, it's over.
You guys have no sense of fun.
Neither one of us has ever experienced that kind of relief in our life.
Swing Kids, come on.
I'd rather watch Swing Kids.
This is better. This is better than Swing Kids. Don't give me that.
I don't think so. I like people that know how to act. And I just didn't get that in this film. I mean, God, if a talking rat is out acting the human it's talking to, there's a problem.
Honestly, that rat had better.
And he had dead eyes, like he had dead fish eyes. But I felt his performance.
What about when the Japanese warriors who came back in time discovered dancing? That was fun.
Nope, hated that too.
Oh, God.
But of course, I hate joy.
It's terrifying.
So I hate 90s joy. I
was so upset there were no Zubas. I wanted to see them wearing Zubas.
Oh God, yeah. Well, I mean, and one had like those one shorts that I thought, those are way too big. Those are not going to fit on somebody. And then they fit perfectly on the guy that they had to go on to.
Because they're supposedly supposed to be the same size or weight or something. Like,
oh Christ,
come on.
Yeah, how
that
are they
girl and that guy is not the same size.
Oh my God,
forgot about that. No, but like even this Paige Turco, like every time the camera like would just line up on her, it looked like. Actually, I think all of them. They all looked like they were just dead inside. No one wanted to be there. The eyes on the turtles were more
Paige
expressive.
Turco was having a great time.
Really? Here's the thing also that pisses me off is that April O'Neil had red hair. What the fuck, Paige Turco? I mean, April O'Neil, that's just the character. And I was trying to figure out I forgot who played it before, but yeah, I hated this. Hated this film. And I'm trying to figure out, where's she from? What else has she been in? Because she looks so familiar.
Did you ever watch Guiding Light?
No.
Well, she was in that.
You say that like you sat around like, oh yeah, Guiding Light. That's how I knew her from.
I don't know. I thought you might like. You liked one of those TV shows called that played during the day. Those dramas.
Days of Our Lives was completely different.
I can't stand Days of Our Lives simply because that was when my grandmother would put me down for nap time.
Oh.
And she would turn it on, and I would just have to sit there bawling my eyes out
Oh.
until I fell asleep listening to these stupid people that I did not even know talking on her TV. I hated every second of it.
Oh, but see, when I was in high school and I was watching Days of Our Lives, Marlena got possessed by the devil. It was really awesome, and I was just really happy to live through that time. She was on American Gothic. Now I know where American Gothic. And Party of Five, which I never watched.
Judith Hoag was the original April O'Neil in the first one. Paige Turco took over the role in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Secret of the Ooze, which MJ, that movie originated the phrase "Go Ninja, go Ninja, go."
Oh.
Are you going to start saying that at school?
Sure.
Because you should. You should.
That's a phrase right there. That's something.
I hate all of it, and
It's
problematic, isn't it? It sounds problematic. It's not necessarily, but it sounds problematic.
Look. How do I put this? You know that one scene in the film where they're all talking over each other?
Which one?
Do you remember that? I swear to God, that's what this film was. It was just that scene.
It was a tribute to Robert Altman, Amy.
Really? Do you really think that the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3, Robert Altman's like, oh, I knew I could, really.
I'm proud to have influenced them, is what he said.
No. MJ and I were so bored that we started making gay relationships with different characters. We put Donatello with the big iron smithy guy.
Yes.
Are these called ships? Are these ships? You created ships?
Just wanted them to be married,
Like we feel like it would have been like so much better if we would have just had the turtles fall in love with random guys in the village.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And at one point we really thought there was going to be like a relationshipy moment between an old guy and one of the turtles. I think it was Michelangelo.
They had some chemistry for a minute.
Yeah, they were looking at each other a little bit lovingly, and we thought, oh, we know where this is going. All right. And it never went there. It never fucking went there.
It didn't.
But I feel like that's an opportunity that was lost.
I feel like we deserved it.
Yeah.
Like
for what we had to go through. Yeah.
That said, I think the rat. I think he had everybody back at the subway. I think that was a whole thing. He was going down on everybody.
Master Splinter. I thought he was sexless. He's a sexless rat.
Oh no! He's a demon.
Wait, I thought the ninjas.
Yeah, the ninjas are demons.
They were demons.
No, he's a demon of a different kind, if you know what I'm saying.
He's in the sack?
I've only heard that. I can't confirm.
Look, I'll look into that. Let me contact TMZ.
No, it's a little suspicious that he said something about it.
That's true.
He might know from experience.
I've never met him, so I don't know for sure. I just know the stories. That's all.
Well, yeah. We've all heard the stories about Master Splinter.
He's a very, very sweaty rat for some reason. We don't know why.
But I mean, there's nothing splintery about him, really. He
doesn't do anything. He
like a
doesn't
horse.
stand up. He doesn't fight. At one time, does he fight in the movie? He's just sitting there in a chair like a giant rat dummy.
Who needs his nails clipped? That really bothered me.
Oh,
they were really dirty. No,
he's a rat. I don't think it's necessarily fair to call out a rat for their hygiene.
I know, but honestly, like, what else am I supposed to fucking do? Ruminate on the performance itself? Because that's not going to happen.
You could. It was a fine performance of a man, of a puppet sitting down. By the way, these are puppets, by the way, which is pretty impressive to me. I thought the puppetry was excellent. I thought the faces moved amazingly.
They were actual like fighters in those Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
But the heads moved. The heads were moved with the puppetry, with the remote controls.
Yeah, all I kept getting was nightmare fuel.
Makes sense.
I won't be able to sleep tonight because of this fucking movie. Mostly thinking about Master Splinter and his gay cabal. But we will. I don't know. We just wanted the movie to be gay. At least it'd be interesting.
Make it so much more interesting.
Welcome back to Make It Gay.
You know the funny thing, Sean, is that this is the first movie Chewie didn't bark at all during.
Oh, for God damn it!
Would have been an excellent distraction for both of us, but no, he slept through the whole thing.
I think he was too bored.
You really wanted to hear that dialogue, is what I'm thinking. That's he was focused in. He was dialed in on hearing it this time.
I want to hear the pows and the bangs and the boings.
There are not enough boings in modern movies. Let's be clear about that. Shazam! Fury of the Gods could have been greatly improved by a series of boings.
So could Twilight.
Exactly. Oh my God! Release the boing cut, please. Release the boing cut of Twilight. I maintain I found this charming. I think it helps that I didn't watch it with two cynics who don't know what joy is. I think it helps to watch it with a certain childlike wonder that clearly I'm capable of, and you're not.
I feel like we had it, and then this movie sucked it out of us. Yeah. We had actually, you know what? We were both in a decent mood, and now we're both very sad, and we have a lot to think about as far as our future is concerned.
Yes, it's going to be a process moving forward.
I hope you have enough money for therapy. That's all I'm saying. This, again, going back to it, like I was saying, it is very 90s in its way. Mm-hmm. And I thought I enjoyed the 90s, but not really when I look back on this. The only thing I liked that was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle related was the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle pudding pies. They were green and they had yellow pudding on the inside of them. And I would buy like 5 at a time. And
those were delicious.
There was a reason why I was overweight in high school, but it was because these fucking pudding pies.
Is it Ninja Turtles' fault then?
It could have been.
Because I feel like maybe you're entitled to financial compensation.
I am entitled to financial compensation from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
And now I am as well because I watched this movie.
You are eligible.
If you think this is bad, like all of the Ninja Turtle movies that came after this are far worse. Like they're far more obnoxious. They're loud. Michael Bay directed a couple of them. Like they're just unwatchable.
Oh, isn't Megan Fox, April O'Neil in those?
Yeah. Which again, no red hair.
Yeah, no red hair.
Will Arnett.
Well,
oh my God, Will Arnett is in 2 of them, and he is just exhausting. He is exhausting to watch.
And I love
Will
him.
Arnett. I like him a lot, but like in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movies, they just give him all of the worst stuff to do. He's just the most obnoxious, loud, dumb comedy possible. They give it all to him. And it's just not fair. It's not right. But also the suits,
I feel like
the modern suits are just ugly as sin.
Are they?
They're
Hang on, I'm gonna look it up.
Like the bandanas are dirty and gross, and they're like doing hip hop dances in like, oh, it's just, yeah, no. Give me the cringy conga line like they did in this one. I'll take that any day over that garbage.
It's like,
remember the conga line. Maybe I tuned it out.
no, it was at the end.
It was very end.
And at the beginning.
And at the beginning.
It was, yeah. He's Luther. He's got like Luther body.
He really does.
Ew, I don't like this. Nothing against Luther.
Very Lutherish.
Wow.
Who's Luther?
Yeah, I hate it. Luther from Umbrella Academy. Tom Hopper. See, that's all we kept thinking about that show. Like, we were playing episodes in our head just so we had something to do during this movie.
Yeah, it's...
So you missed, like, you missed
Michael.
Michelangelo bonding with Mitsu. You missed Raphael bonding with Yoshi. Like, the Raphael Yoshi relationship was adorable.
But we didn't miss it.
We didn't miss it. No, we saw those.
Yeah, I'm saying I don't miss it because it's over, and I'll never think about it again.
Yoshi was cute. Yoshi was cute.
Yoshi
was cute. I will admit that.
Okay, but I mean, how long can you really keep up with that hairstyle? I mean, what are you, like 6? Come on.
Wow.
Probably.
Going hard at a 6-year-old.
Look, I pull no punches, Sean. I don't care how you could be a fucking baby, and I'll tell you what give you the what for if I have to.
They only had the ability to do bowl cuts in feudal China. Bowl cuts and giant braids. Those are the only options.
They had the cutest, kickiest hats. They were black and they had like the big wave thing on them. And every time they kept coming in, it's like, oh, for cute. Look at them. They're adorable. Little buddies. They cute little dresses.
See? Adorable. So, exactly. Yeah. My point. I win.
If they would have made a whole movie about the hat, or just the hat,
like, running around, the hat would work too.
Make it a movie about a magical hat, and then lose the turtles.
Yeah. Or maybe put him in the background, just dancing. I don't know.
Get rid of those Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie. Get them out of here.
Here's an idea, guys. What about the hats? Because I mean, there's craftsmanship there for sure. All of their clothes.
I got a funny story for that. So I rarely get to see her now, but for a long time, when I go to do critic screenings in our area, I would go with our friend Linda Cook, who's a fellow film critic, and. Yeah. If we're watching a terrible movie, Linda will suddenly point to something on screen and goes, "That's a pretty nice looking lamp." And then we would spend like 5 minutes just talking about what a great lamp it was.
Yes.
It started with Basic Instinct 2. Basic Instinct 2. They were like, Sharon Stone has a really nice apartment and she's got a really beautiful assortment of lamps. And we just stayed on that for the rest of the movie. It was only the two of us in the theater, so I mean,
she thinks she paid for those.
We're doing assessed value, She was eBaying a few pictures to see if she could find one. You gotta find something when you're watching a movie, just something to connect with,
I felt really disconnected from this movie.
Yeah.
Like I wanted to plug myself into another movie.
Like physically plug yourself into
and preferably that didn't have giant turtles in it. I wanted that. I wanted anything but
maybe
this.
Another giant animal.
Yeah. Again, remove all the turtles, just leave Master Splinter and the hat.
Yes.
And then call the movie Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3, Master Splinter and the Hat.
I think you just developed an app where it's Master Splinter seated in a chair because he can't move, and you just put various different hats on him.
I love this idea.
Yes.
I love this idea, and I'm going to have to start a crowdsourcing outsourcing project to make that happen.
It's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen. I can already see it in my head.
It's like the
And it
kind
has
of
to be Dead-Eyed Master Splinter too.
Yes.
it's like the kind of mobile game Danny Gonzalez would end up reviewing.
Exactly. That's exactly what I would want to do. And then I would just make money because Danny played it. That would be it.
All this dude does is try on hats.
That's a good Danny. Good job.
Thank you. I watch a lot of Danny Gonzalez.
I love it. I do too. Yeah, I mean, okay. Do you remember I'll set the scene. It was 1997, and I was just broken up with, so I went to take myself to a movie so I didn't feel so sad. That movie happened to be She's All That, starring Freddie Prinze Jr.
Oh no!
Yeah. And then I came home and you looked at me and you're like, well, and I'm like, it was like fudge. You know, you can have too much of it. And I just remember thinking, I just didn't want to think. My heart was broken. And then I went back to watch it again. And it's so fucking bad. Like, it's so fucking bad.
Unwatchable.
That
Unwatchable.
I don't think that's how numb I was. Like, I was so numb that I didn't remember anything from this film.
Recognize a terrible movie when you saw one.
Right. But see, that's a difference. I wish we were numb during this movie.
Yeah.
Like we had other things that were killing us.
I would watch this a million times before I ever watch She's All That again, because She's All That is linked to a horrific trauma for me. When I saw that movie, I almost threw up in the theater watching that movie.
With the
there's
pubes?
There's a scene in the movie, MJ, where Freddie Prinze Jr. is being, or somebody, the little brother of Rachel Lee Cook's character is being bullied, and Freddie Prinze Jr. is doing nothing to stop it, nothing at all. So the kid's got a little, he's got a little individual pizza for his lunch. He's going to sit down and eat his lunch, and this guy walks over, reaches in his pants, rips out some pubic hair, and drops it on the kid's pizza.
Oh. Oh.
Yep. That's happened.
That's a scene in a movie.
That happened.
Why?
Oh God! Just shoot whoever came up with that idea.
Yeah. Somebody.
You just know, like a writer came up with that way.
Somebody wrote that down.
Like a bully wrote that screenplay, and he's like, "Why didn't I think of this in high school?"
A bully wrote. Yes. Well, and it's the dick and fart jokes that aren't good. Like, you know, it's definitely like he was definitely a varsity player. It's like, oh, my frat buddies and I did this once, and
that is such a great point, though, Amy. I gotta say, honestly, hang on, that's a great point, because it is actual proof. That scene is actual proof that dick and fart jokes are an art form. I kid you not. That is not me being funny.
Yep.
There is an art to doing that well.
That's true. That's true. Kevin Smith does it well.
It really is a form of art. It is a form of comedy that not everybody can do. It's true. I always say this about Melissa McCarthy. My favorite thing about Melissa McCarthy is in part because she's so willing to put herself out there and just do something funny and physical all the time. But she uses the F word better than any actor alive. She deploys the F word perfectly. Like the way she says it, where she chooses to use it, it's so perfect. Watch Spy. I'm telling you, watch Spy or the movie she made with Sandra Bullock. Even Life of the Party, which is a bad movie. She's so good at using the F word.
Wow, I will have to check that out because I had no idea.
Yeah,
and I like her.
I'm a big fan of just because of that. Even though she made Happy Time Murders, I'm still a fan.
Oh, was that not good?
That movie's garbage. Hot flaming fucking garbage. Yeah, no, thank you on that one ever again. Again, I would much but I enjoy Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, so of course I'd rather watch Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3 than that.
I just feel like I'm just shocked that you liked this movie.
Yeah,
I'm shocked.
You think I'm like
I kind of thought we'd all be on the same page.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a good movie. I think it's a movie made for tiny babies, and for a movie for tiny babies, it works.
I feel like that's an insult to tiny babies.
Yeah. They don't want to insult people.
I mean, you don't have to I don't know, make a baby watch. I mean, they have other things that they could be watching.
Yeah.
Like documentaries about Tolstoy or something.
Showa. Listen, 3-year-olds should be watching Showa.
I'd like them better if they did. We would probably be
Imagine.
friends. I'd be friends with a 3-year-old.
Oh my god.
No, I can't imagine. I don't want to imagine it.
Showa. MJ, Showa is a 10-hour Holocaust documentary, just so you know.
Okay.
I am not laughing at the Holocaust. I need you to know that. I'm just laughing at the idea of
A baby watching it?
a baby watching it. Like, to me, that's really fucking funny. Like, and the baby actually being interested in it. It's like, yeah,
okay.
I get this.
You see,
10 hours. Yeah.
That's the art of dark
That's-
humor right there. It's the juxtaposition.
I know, but I don't know. I just feel like somebody's gonna get mad at me. Don't write in. Don't write in.
That's
Good
not what our
God.
that's not what our PO box in Pueblo, Colorado is for. Damn it!
Right. That's right. Damn it. Self-addressed stamped envelopes with nothing in them. That's what that PO box is for.
Yes.
Thank you. We'll send you something back. Can't guarantee what it will be. Probably a baby watching a 10-hour Holocaust film. Just send babies out.
That becomes a new TikTok
Package of
challenge.
meals that's been opened.
What? Sean?
That's the newest TikTok challenge is show your 3-year-old Showa.
All 10 hours. Like, you have to check in with the baby each hour.
TikTok might get banned if that becomes
I would love that so much. It would be the greatest thing ever. Holy shit.
Wow.
Yeah. So
There's really no way to recover from that. Let's move on to next week.
what are we doing next week?
Oh, MJ, I've got great news.
Oh, okay.
Remember Ari
Uh-oh.
Gross?
From Hexed.
Oh.
He's back already
No.
Oh boy.
in a
With what?
movie. In a movie that got even worse reviews than Hexed.
Oh.
Impossible.
What?
The
What is
movie is
it?
called The Opposite Sex and How to Live with Them.
Oh no.
Hmm.
Oh no.
Courtney
Who
Cox
else
is in it.
it?
Courtney Cox.
Courtney Cox is? Oh no.
Oh.
Yeah, pre-Friends, Courtney Cox.
We have to watch it.
Aren't you excited?
Terrifying thought.
It got worse
I-
reviews than Hexed.
Now, what are our other options, just so we know?
Born Yesterday with Melanie Griffith and Don Johnson.
Fuck no. All right, yeah, we're gonna do the Ari Gross one.
I've
Yeah,
heard
I
John Goodman is in that movie, Born Yesterday.
Yeah, and
He's John Goodman. Isn't that a good thing?
no, I only like him as Walter. And that's it.
He is the greatest Walter.
He's the greatest Walter of all time. The
There's
greatest
only-
Walter of all.
There's only one Walter.
You're right. You're right.
I'm stalling
don't
because
know.
I can't seem to find the opposite.
Here,
Yeah.
let me find it. I'll
It's-
find it.
So MJ, final thoughts on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3?
I'm glad I don't have to watch it again.
What made you hate this so much?
It's so. I don't even. It has a quality.
It has a hateful quality.
It has a quality.
That's
That just-
quality.
That just shows what an insanely nice person you are.
Oh,
I love that. That is so wholesome. It has a quality.
Jesus. Don't say that to MJ. MJ was murdered by this film like I was. And it's better to be honest.
Looking at the two of you, it's like a person who has a soul and person who was already lost theirs a long time ago. Like,
Are you calling me jaded or cynical? Because I feel that's a gross exaggeration. Yeah, I'm looking at this movie for next week.
Yeah.
And it's got Kevin Pollak in it, who I love.
Mm-hmm.
Julie Brown is in it, who I love.
Yes, the great Mitchell Ryan, recently passed.
I did not know that. Really? Mitchell Ryan?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
From Dharma and Greg.
Oh, sure. Yeah. That show, Dharma and Greg, that I didn't watch. No, I did. I think I just wanted Jenna Elfman's hair from that show. Yeah, this will be interesting. And its budget was $2.5 million. It only made $690,000 back.
Oh wow! Yeah, and
Ouch.
it ended the career of both the director and the writer, who never worked again.
Oh my God! Wow, you get knocked down. Yeah, they just yeah. I mean, that's not committing to what you believe is art. So obviously they didn't give a fuck. It's like the films that they would make that you'd see on Mystery Science Theater that were made by a food service group. You know, like they didn't care about anybody in it. They just wanted to make a film. So,
oh my God! So quick story time. I saw I reviewed Shazam, Fury of the Gods for the main show, and there's a scene in this movie, I kid you not, where they need to find ancient unicorns to battle against these like demon things that have come out of the ground because Lucy Liu put a seed in the ground. And in order to lure the unicorns, they need what they call the nectar of the gods, which turns out to just be pure sugar. So the littlest of the Shazam family, or as they're calling them on Wikipedia, the Shazamily.
Nope. Don't say that again.
The littlest one, she comes up with the idea that they need Skittles. So they go and get a bunch of Skittles, and they say Skittles over and over again. And then they throw Skittles on the ground to lure the monster unicorns to fight. And then they ride the monster unicorns while feeding them Skittles so they go into battle.
Did you actually see this movie, or did you dream about this?
That is a real scene in this movie.
What? Have you heard about this?
I have not heard any of that.
Haven't you?
Now I want to though.
Haven't you seen the hashtag Shazamily?
Nope. Stop saying it.
Haven't.
No. Nope. And that should never be said again, ever in our lifetime.
Oh
no.
That's the hashtag for this week's podcast is Shazamily.
Hashtag Shazam. Fuck off. Fuck off with that. No.
Yeah.
I don't ever say that to me.
That movie. That is like
I don't understand.
One of the ugliest product placements I've ever seen in a movie. Like
Skittles?
They have Skittles in this movie like so many times too. Like there's a scene where they've captured Helen Mirren's character and they're holding her in a cell in their little Shazam cave, and the littlest one, again, she's very little, so she loves Skittles. That's her whole life is Skittles. Apparently, that's the only character trait she has is Skittles. And she spends an entire scene. Spends an entire scene separating out all of the Skittles into various different colors because she only wants to give Helen Mirren the yellow ones because those are the ones she doesn't like.
Oh. Why is Helen Mirren in this movie? Because she's one of the greatest actresses of all time. And then two,
why yellow Skittles?
Why? Well, I mean, yellow Skittles do taste pretty bad.
I don't know. I don't like Skittles anyway, so.
Helen Mirren's the villain. Helen Mirren's the villain, and so she's only going to, if she's going to feed her, she's only going to give her the Skittles that she doesn't like, which are the yellow ones.
God, Skittles.
It's a theme. You see, that's a symbolic of her disdain for the villain.
Who plays Shazam in this?
Zachary Levi.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You remember the animated Shazam?
Yeah, I love that. The kids' superpower hour with Shazam.
Oh my God, that is some high level cringe. Do you still have the VHS of that? You had that. We had an episode of that on VHS.
Yes, it is.
Uh,
I've got it somewhere in one of my VHS boxes.
We have to put that on YouTube so people can see it. It might be there already. If it's on there already, the Superpower Hour with Shazam, you need to show that to MJ immediately.
Oh, it's on there because I've seen it on there.
Oh my God.
And
They had
and
but my favorite part of that show, the part of that show that I'll never forget is that in Shazam's family, they have a tiger who is a sentient human tiger. He's a tiger, but he's got all the elements of a human being. He stands on two legs. He wears a suit.
Yep. Oh God.
A distinguished tiger.
Well, he really was. He was, fascinating. But like it would flash between animation and then it would go back to in studio where Shazam and all the other Super Friends were there. There were so many like tight lame, soft penis looking outfits. And I think that's what scarred me when I was little. Like I still think about that. Like what I didn't understand why they had to be so tight. Why I could see that there was a roll of quarters in their pocket.
Oh,
it was none of my business, but that's all I can think about when I go back and I watch those. But I'll show Fuzzy once we're done here.
You could determine their religion. They were a little too tight. Too tight.
I can do your prostate exam from here. Thanks. On that note,
so you would compare Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3 to a prostate exam?
I've only ever had a colposcopy and a few oscopies down there. All of them are far more enjoyable than this movie. I'm gonna go get a pap smear tomorrow.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for enjoying this episode of the Everyone's a Critic 1993 podcast. I like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3, so listen to me.
I hated it, so fuck off. And MJ's just lucky to be alive.
Just here at this point. I'm just here.
Hey, MJ, just one last question for you. Just what's the impression now you're having of the 90s now with this? You're now 3 months into this experience.
Well, it was something.
And it's very moist.
It was moist. It was very moist. That's my kid hates that word.
I know, that's why we try not to say it around her. But
only when we want to annoy her.
Do you feel that you would have been happy growing up in the 90s?
I don't know that I would. And again, maybe I would. I wouldn't have known any different, of course.
Yeah.
But like, if I had known different, probably not.
It's only really super traumatizing in reflection. As at the time, we didn't realize
it was great at the time. Yeah.
If you don't go back, then it's not traumatizing. But when you go back, maybe.
It's a great thing about trauma. You don't experience it until way later.
the entirety.
I'll deal with this later.
The entirety of the early 90s is a repressed memory that continues to come back in horrific.
Oh my God.
Year after
if that's
year.
not the truth. Jesus. That's so true.
Oh, we're going to remember having watched The Opposite Sex and How to Talk to Them, or whatever the fuck it's called. We're going to remember having watched that on like Cinemax like 30 years ago. I'm like,
I'm sure.
God,
I'm sure
it's coming back. No.
And then MJ will have to experience the trauma of seeing it now later on when they're our age. So you're welcome.
Yes.
You excited?
It's gonna be great.
That's a trauma in the chamber right there.
Trauma chamber. It's the only way we like it. Well,
my trauma in a chamber.
Chamber trauma. Yeah.
Oh,
all
the
right.
new name of the podcast. All right. Good night.
Bye.